everyone, welcome to Walks with Moss. It's a very cold January day. It's about 25 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's about -2 Celsius. It is Monday, January 20th, 2025. And we are located within the greater Seattle, Tacoma region of the Idiocracy. And we're headed for a lake. I was going to take a shorter route, but the gate was open to that route, and I'm not hiking behind a gated road that's open because it's getting kind of sketchy out here. So we're going to take the long way, which is fine because that will help me with my mileage goal for the year, and I'll talk more about that a little bit later. I have a hedgehog mushroom spot on this route, which is a lot of what's drawing me here today. It's been really productive several years in a row, but the last 2 years, not so much. Fingers crossed we'll get some today. It's umbilical hedgehogs, and there's usually quite a lot of them. I'll probably wait till the way out to pick them though, because right now they're going to be frozen and my fingers will freeze trying to pick them. This is a frozen cottonwood leaf. Cottonwood always tells you you're in a swampy area, and it's my understanding that the black trumpet mushroom grows in kind of swampy areas here. Although we're right on the fringe of its range, so I've never actually found one. I'm hoping though, I'm hoping. Bella is having a little wardrobe malfunction here. Let's get your coat back on. Let's see, what have you done? Oh, there we go. Wow, Bella. Another wardrobe malfunction. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm just going to take this off you till we get to our lunch spot. I don't think you're having any trouble staying warm. Let's go. I'll just carry this thing. Here's some chanterelles. They're frozen solid, of course. I can't even break it. Come on. Wow. Oh, it's really frozen. We won't be picking any chanterelles here today, that's for sure. Here's some absolutely frozen witch's butter. Can't even get it off with my hands. Had to use my knife. Throw it in our lunch today. In my never-ending search for the black trumpet chanterelle, this lichen keeps catching my eye. It's a Peltigera dog pelt lichen. This brown part is its apothecia. That's its reproductive structure. It makes ascospores. And it's composed of fungi. You can see the bottom white bit is fungi. I don't want to damage it because it's frozen. And then I think it's got cyanobacteria in it. That's what gives it the black color. And a lichen is a symbiotic relationship between a fungi and a cyanobacteria and or an algae, or all three. And there are also, we're recently learning, specific yeasts that have evolved with most different types of lichen too. So they're actually really a 4-part symbiosis. Here we are. There are much shorter routes to this lake, but they involve walking through swamps or going down roads that are closed for logging. So I usually end up taking the 8-mile route that goes all the way around the lake. All right. Let's head down here to my favorite table and have some lunch. Thin little layer of ice right here that I'll have to break through in order to get some water for my lunch. Oh, it's a little bit thicker than it looks. There we go. Ooh, now I've made a muddy mess. I'm gonna have to break the ice and then wait a bit for it to calm down, I guess. Yuck. Yuck. I don't have a water filter with me. Maybe I can get some water out there. There we go. I can get my water from out there. I just made a horrible discovery. Apparently my lunch didn't make it into my backpack today. It was in my backpack at one point, but last night I took it out to add some trout that I had just dehydrated. And I guess it didn't make it back in. So lunch today is just going to be coffee. That's disappointing because this is going to be 8 miles round trip. I do have some bananas, some dehydrated bananas I packed, so there's some calories there. And I have some raisins, but I don't have my lunch and I don't have Bella's lunch. Hopefully Bella likes bananas. I did buy a candy bar in the store on the way out here because I was hungry before I even started my hike today. I sure am glad I did that. Oh boy, it's going to be a long hike out of here on a fairly empty stomach. I'm pretty frustrated. But I did remember to pack my coffee, and my coffee packets have 110 calories each, so I guess I'll get some calories today. Poor Bella, though. Not so bad. Bella is up here on the picnic table bench with me. Turn the camera around to show her. Begging for food, I guess. I guess she's really hungry. Well, I hope you like bananas, buddy. I know, honey, you want your lunch. I gave her a big bowl of dog food this morning, which she ignored. And I gave her half of my candy bar this morning. But I've been cutting back on her food because she needs to lose weight. I've been cutting back on my food too for the same reasons, so we're both pretty hungry out here. I think I'm going to start just keeping a bag of ramen in my pack at all times. So when this happens, at least I'll be able to eat some plain ramen noodles. It's coffee time. Cheers. It'd really be a tragedy if I didn't have my coffee, wouldn't it? I think I'm going to make a concoction of witch's butter, salal leaves, and raisins and bananas and boil it all up together and try to have that for lunch. Why not? Salal leaves are supposed to be a good appetite suppressant. That's why I'm going to add them to the stew. Here we go. Let's have an improvised lunch. I've already got the witch's butter in the water, so I'm going to throw in my bananas. Let's see. I think this is about 2 or 3 bananas. And then I'll throw in my raisins. There we go. And I'll add some salal leaves. I don't think they taste particularly good, but they're supposed to be an appetite suppressant. Maybe I'll just put the 1 salal leaf in there. And then I'll boil it all up together. But first I'm going to go look and see if there's any other mushrooms I can find. Here's the inedible Phaleus schwannitzii, or Dyer's polypore, growing on this tree stump. It's really too cold out here for many edible mushrooms. I was kind of hoping maybe I could find some winter chanterelles, but nope. This is the kind of area where you'd find them, though, with the all the rotten wood. But I'm not seeing any. I did see some witch's butter, though, so I can add that. Here's some chanterelles, but they're too far gone. They're down here. I would not feel safe eating those. Gosh, I wish I had stopped at my hedgehog spot on the way in now. I could be potentially having a big meal of hedgehogs right now. Yeah, not seeing anything we can eat back here. I bet these evergreen huckleberry leaves would make a nice tea. But they don't have any calories in them, so I don't think I'll bother with that. Here's a little brown mushroom. I'm not going to eat that. Nope. All right, let's go back and grab the witch's butter I saw and throw that in the pot. And one more rotten chanterelle just to tease me. A rotten, completely frozen chanterelle. I seriously doubt there's any calories in witch's butter. But it makes me feel a little bit better to pick it and add it to my pot, so why not? Let's start cooking lunch. And while lunch is cooking, we may as well sit down by the lake and enjoy the view. Okay, lunch is ready, I guess. The bananas and the raisins rehydrated well. The witch's butter is cooked. Don't need to eat the salal leaf. So I'll eat about half of this, and then when it cools down, I'll give Bella the other half. Well, first I'll check to see if she even likes bananas. Let's see if Bella likes bananas. Okay, honey, let's see if you like banana. She likes banana. Well, that's good news for her. Kind of bad news for me, though. It means I'm definitely sharing half of my meager lunch with her. Okay, I'll eat my half, and then when it cools off, she can have hers. I doubt she's going to like raisins. In fact, I don't even think dogs are supposed to eat raisins, so I think she's just going to have the banana. And she's found a really delicious stick here, too. Bon appetit. Which is better, bananas and raisins? I've had worse, I guess. I've kind of gotten over my disappointment at not packing lunch because that was really good. I packed the bananas and the raisins against my better judgment because lunch would have been enough calories and I'm trying to lose weight, and I really shouldn't have packed the bananas and the raisins. They were just supposed to be a little pick-me-up for the end of the hike. But I'm really glad I packed them now because they ended up being my lunch, and because I heated them up, my tummy feels quite happy. Bella had her share. She wants more though. Sorry, that's all there is. So now I'm just going to have one more cup of coffee, and then we're gonna head out of here and see if we can find some hedgehogs. It would have been nice to spend a longer time here, but we're going to get awful hungry if we spend too much time here now. You see that long green stuff hanging from the trees? That's the Lyanusia longissima. Easy to see how it got its Latin name, longissima. And they kind of were thinking about considering it threatened because it's not in hardly any of the places it used to be in. But where it does exist, it exists so abundantly that I think they've decided not to call it threatened. Let's look how long that is. It spreads by fragments. So if one of these grows at the top of a tree, then the fragments drop down, 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 and they just keep on growing, and the whole tree just gets covered in them. And they always grow near water. But this is some of the best Usnea longissima anywhere, right in here. It's hanging on these second growth Douglas fir trees. There's some there that's catching the light kind of nicely. Even though I'm hiking out of here on a fairly empty stomach, I feel pretty good. The miles are passing easily. And Bella's having fun. She's so distracted by whatever she's chasing. If she's hungry, she doesn't know it. We have hedgehogs. All right. I've known this spot to go as late in the year as February before. Cool. Very cool. I'm going to stick around here and harvest as many of these as I can find, I guess. Try to cut the dirt off of them before I go. Bella's determined to stomp on as many of them as she can, of course. Oh well, she's worth it. She's worth it. Oh, I'm so glad they're here because the last couple of years in a row I came at this time and didn't find any. So it's really nice to have them this year. Bella broke through ice to get into this water, and I think she's a bit startled by it. We found about a dozen hedgehogs, which is good. It's not as many as I was hoping, but it's definitely better than none. And it's enough for pizza tonight, so I think we're going to make pizza tonight, and maybe I'll make a pizza cooking video. Not sure yet. It's going to depend on my energy level. I will at some point, though. I forgot to talk about what I promised to talk about. My mileage goal for the year. I've decided I would like to go 8 miles a week, but I'm giving myself 4 weeks that I don't hike at all because sometimes I get sick and just can't hike. So it will actually be an average about 7.3 miles per week. That's my goal for this year. That'll help me burn calories, and I think it's an achievable goal. I'm going to have to work at it, but it will be achievable, I think. And we're well on our way today. In fact, we've put a few miles in the bank with this hike. And I'm going to continue to put out a video every Sunday, but when I get too far ahead, then I'll put some out on Wednesdays as well. And right now I am 4 videos ahead, so I might put this one out on a Wednesday even. So thanks for watching, comment, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. We'll see you next week. Bye.